What's up, you guys? This is Vac Attack Channel back again with another video. Today we have another new vacuum. Now I got this yesterday, but I didn't have time to film until today. So this is the Bissell Powerforce Bagless Turbo model. As you can see, it's based off of the 6594, except it has red dustbins and the red filter grill and other red accents. And it also has a turbo brush. Now this came out after the 6594, so this is a little bit newer, but this is one of the earlier models, I believe. But yeah, so as you can see, there's the Bissell logo. It says Powerforce Bagless Turbo. Looks like your standard Bissell Powerforce Bagless from the older era. You have your typical handle, your turbo brush, which I did have to put some WD-40 to get this spinning right, but once I did that, I got it spinning right, so now it works perfectly. This machine is overall pretty solid. It's pretty mint. Now, how I got this machine, I was scrolling on Marketplace because I was supposed to get a 6585-6, but they never shipped it, so I ended up getting this instead. The guy lived a good ways away from me, so I asked if he could ship it. He said he'd deliver it to my place. I said, can we meet up at the Walgreens? I'll pay extra. And we agreed to it because he drove a good ways and I drove just a little bit, but we met up. I gave him the money for this and the extra to compensate for, gas money and stuff, and yeah, now I have this in my possession. As you can see, it has the easy empty dirt cup. So that's how you take it out. Very similar to my Clean View. It has the lock and seal lever. And unlike my Clean View, this one has a pre-motor filter in here, which this one's actually not in too bad of shape. It has a little bit of debris, but it's really not that bad. You could tell this machine was really taken care of. The guy cleaned it out pretty well for the most part. It's a little bit dusty still, but I did turn around and clean out the dust cups and everything. Put a new filter in it because the other one was split. But as you can see, that's in there now. And this one has the outer circular filter set up, which I don't know why I closed this. As you can see, it's in there. It has a brand new one. So that's always nice to have. This one has the 15-inch wide cleaning path. It is a little bit scratched up and scuffed, but can't really complain too much because you can't really tell from a distance. My Clean View is the same way, but it has the wide clean path with the dual edge cleaning, which I'm not sure if it actually works. This one has 5 height adjustments, which is weird because I thought these always had 7, but I guess that's just the Clean Views. But the height adjustment knob works pretty well. This one has a 12 amp motor, of course. And most of these older Bissells have the 12 amp motors, but whenever they came out with the 6580 series, they switched to 10 amps, and then they eventually switched to 8 amp motors when the Helixes came out. So they don't make them like they used to, but what can I really say? Now this one does have a HEPA media filter. You just pop this out and that's the filter. I don't know if this is good or bad. Someone please tell me, but it looks okay to me for now. If not though, I will get that replaced. This one has a headlight. This one doesn't have the big headlight like the Clean View does. This one has the smaller headlight, and instead of having 2 screws, you would put like a flathead, pry this out, and this would just pop out, which it's not bad, but I do prefer the screws just because I feel like it's a little bit less likely to break. But yeah, that's what I can say. This one does have a nice long cord. I want to say it's 30 to 35 feet, probably 30, but if I'm wrong on that, please correct me. And yeah, you can see there's a little bit of dirt there, but it's not noticeable from a distance, so I can't really complain too much. Fill lines up here, like most of these Bissells. yeah, this is pretty standard setup. This is like a lot of Bissell Powerforce backlesses from this time. This is just the turbo model, so this one's a little bit higher end, but not as high end as the Clean View, technically. Cord release is good, although it is kind of loose, but it does hold the cord in place, so don't complain too much. The hose is a little bit kinked, but it works. It's not split or anything, so I'm not too worried about that. This is a stretchy hose, so it is nice to have. I do like how on these Powerforces they made them black, but on the Clean View these are clear. So I don't know why they didn't just make them black on all models, because I feel like that would be better, because they wouldn't get dirty like the clear ones do, but to each their own. This one does have a twist and snap hose, so you do not have to use screws to get this off. You just twist and snap it. Mine's in place right now, but yeah, as you can see, you would twist it. I mean, mine's kind of hard to twist, which is expected. There you go. You twist it that way, the hose comes out. I don't think this is clogged, but I will probably be checking that later. And then you twist it back in place, which is a nice design. This does have the onboard attachments. You saw the turbo brush. This one has your combination tool, which has your dust and upholstery side. Although these bristles are kind of stiff, so this is not going to be a very good dusting, at least not for delicate parts, but, or like delicate items, but for like upholstery, you can use this as like an upholstery brush and it'll do just fine. This one does have the extension wand and crevice tool. The extension wand on this, for some reason, is much longer than the one on the Clean View. The crevice tool is the same, except this one doesn't have the relief holes and the special notch. This one just has the regular style, but the extension wand on this one is much longer, which I do like. I don't know why the Clean Views is like half the size of this one, but whatever. That's in there nice and tight. This has a carrying handle, so you can easily, you know, carry this up the stairs if you need to, because this thing is pretty lightweight, which is nice to have. Foot release is pretty good. This one has the foot pedal, which I'm pretty sure is pretty good, but I wouldn't know. Here's the sticker. This one's a 6596-X, and this one was made on the, I believe that's the 171st day of 2007. So this is an older, well, a newer example of the 6594 series, but this is an early example of the Powerforce Turbo series, I'm pretty sure. So that's, let me show the bottom, because like I said, the guy did a real nice job cleaning it. Yeah, he did a real nice job for the most part cleaning it out. This one doesn't have the screws. This one has 3 tabs. There's one right here. I'm not gonna pop this off right now because the tabs can be a pain to get back in, but they are there. Brush roll is good. I did have to replace the belt. I didn't feel like driving all the way to Walmart to get one, so I just stole the one off of my 7Y17 because that vacuum is starting to have issues, and I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with it, so this is basically to replace it, but I just used the belt from that and put it on this, and now it works great. This is a very nice vacuum. It actually, I think, might actually clean a little bit better than my Clean View, but which is ironic because this thing is cheaper. And you got the headlight down there, of course. Like, I'm sorry, I mentioned that earlier. I don't know what I'm saying. One thing that I will mention is nice is the crevice tool. You can take it as a upholstery brush. As you can see, there's a notch down there. What that is you can take this and slide it in there. If I'm doing this right. Oh, no, I'm not. You can slide it in there like so. And then when you pair that with the extension wand, on top of, you know, this wand, that's without the actual wand. This is just the extension wand in my hand with a crevice tool in this. You could get pretty good reach with this. And with this being a stretch hose, that makes it even better. So in terms of reach, this does outbeat the Clean View a little bit because it has a longer extension wand. The crevice tool is about the same size though. I already measured it. The Clean View doesn't have a combination tool like this. It has some weird other dusting brush, but let me see. It's hard to get in with one hand. Give me a second. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this one's a little bit hard to get in because, like, it's just how it is, but you know. And it doesn't matter which way you have it facing. You can have it facing this way or this on the other side. I just put it like this just because that's just kind of how I put it in, but again, the difference is negligible which side it's on. And this does have this one's a little different than the Clean View because on the Clean View, this friction's on the outside of this. This one, it's inside. You could see it doesn't wrap around the outside of the lower hose part, so which I do like because I feel like it does stay in there a little bit better, but that's just me. I do apologize for that. My phone just kind of cut off on me for some reason. The camera just was being weird. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm glad to have this thing. This thing runs pretty well. I think the motor sounds pretty healthy. And the turbo brush, you just pull this, comes right off. Then you use it, and then when you want to put it back on, this part can be a little tricky at first, but you just kind of slide it on. It's a little bit easier than the Clean Views, which had the mold built into the handle. I feel like this is better designed because it's much easier to grab because you just lift that, and yeah, much better design. Hose hanger is pretty standard. It has your cord hook too, so holds your cord in place. And yeah, well, not much else to say about this machine because I'm not very detailed or long with my review, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this in. Kind of weird how they have the cord thing mounted down there, but you know, it is what it is. Please excuse my room. Let me unplug a root, plug her in. All right, I haven't ran this thing with a new filter yet, so we're gonna see what it does. All right, cord hook's in there. All right, let's give her a run. Headlight is a little dim, but pretty sure I can replace that easily. But yeah, this thing runs pretty well, so let's see how much dirt it picked up. Not too bad. Cyclone's probably dirty, but just a little bit. Outer circular filter doesn't look too bad either. Alright, well, that's the quick review and demo of the 6596. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And have a good one. Peace.